Got some hot new NFL Combine rumors headed your way, including maybe a play to get Bryce Young in Tennessee. Stick around for today's Titans Today video. What's up? Welcome into Titans Today. I'm Abby Alonso, and like I said, hot new NFL Combine rumors headed your way, starting with a deal maybe being done between the Titans and Jeffrey Simmons, which, if you ask me, that was a no-brainer. That's got to happen. But word from the Combine is that discussions have taken place to make sure that he sticks around longer than just this year. And speaking of long-term deals, why don't you make a deal with Titans Today, Chat Sports, and go hit that sub button. We're going to come through and we're going to make sure that you have all the news, rumors, analysis, updates, highlights, anything you could possibly want revolving around the Tennessee Titans, but you got to hit the sub button. We're currently at 5,800. We're trying to hit 6,000 subscribers before the start of the league year, which is March 15th. Help us do that. Hit that sub button. Let's talk some more about Jeffrey Simmons. This guy is one of the best, if not the best, defensive player on this team. Before his ankle injury, he was having pretty much a defensive player of the year caliber start to season with 31 pressures and 6 sacks over his first 7 games. PFF just named him the 9th best defensive lineman in 2022, rightfully so. I mean, the stats, again, had he not hurt his ankle, that production was getting off to a good start, could have proceeded and continued throughout the entire season. But PFF said this on Jeffrey Simmons and why they ranked him 9th. Simmons set a new career high in pass rush grade with 79.3, which was top 10 at his position, while also finishing within that range with 53 total pressures. Like I said, this guy is probably, if not the best, one of the best defensive players on this roster. You need more of him. You need to keep him around. He'll play in 2023 on his 5th-year option for $10.753 million. But when he's completely healthy, you can argue that he's one of the best defensive linemen in the league. I don't think you let somebody walk like that. You don't let somebody who brings that to your team, who is really kind of leading the defense, you don't let them walk. You got to figure it out. You know, Ran Carthon just cleared up a whole bunch of cap space with all those cuts. I think a priority needs to be, hey, we need to keep him around for longer, extend him, maybe through 2028 is what we've heard that contract could look like. I think you keep him around. I think that's a no-brainer. How important is a long-term deal with Jeffrey Simmons? Let me know. Scale it 1 to 10 down in the comment section. Be honest. If you think, hey, we could use that money elsewhere, tell me. But scale it on how important it is to keep him around. 1 being not important at all, 10 being we better keep him around. Finally, the next big story that I was so excited to get to, Bryce Young to Tennessee. What am I talking about? I sound crazy, I know. Well, hear me out, okay? The quarterback portion of the Combine has wrapped up. We saw a lot of performances. Bryce Young actually didn't work out, which could kind of start this domino effect and this kind of thought process. Okay, well, maybe that makes him more gettable for the Titans. So he didn't work out. He is waiting for Alabama's pro day so that he is able to throw with his receivers, guys he's thrown to all year, people he's comfortable with, rather than just coming to the Combine and throwing to receivers he's never worked with before. Hey, I get it. But does that hurt him? I don't know if it necessarily hurts him, but I think it makes for an interesting play here, because now we're gonna kind of talk it out on how this could end up being good for Tennessee. How in the world? Well, let's go. Anthony Richardson balled out. Look, it was no question that this kid is athletic. He's got the speed. He's got the skill. But he kind of flew under the radar a little bit more than Bryce Young, CJ Stroud. He showed up to pro day, okay? He effortlessly was just chucking the ball 60 yards downfield to streaking receivers. I mean, this kid came out and said, look, you guys are kind of sleeping on me a little bit. I'm going to show you what I'm capable of. And he did just that. So he absolutely kind of, I think, moved himself up on the radar for teams looking for quarterbacks. Another guy who came out and just completely showed off what he can do, Will Levis. I believe it was 59 miles per hour he was throwing, which, fun fact, is faster or better than Patrick Mahomes threw in his combine. So that doesn't tell you something, I think. I don't know what else does. These two guys came out, they did exactly what they needed to do at the combine, and that kind of begs the question, okay, well, if Bryce Young didn't work out at the combine, if he's waiting for the pro day where it's more of a relaxed environment, he's throwing to guys he's comfortable with, and these guys came out here and proved that they are maybe better than they've gotten credit for, are there questions now, or are teams kind of looking at like, okay, well, maybe we want to look at Levis, or maybe we want to look at Richardson, and kind of maybe Bryce Young falls a little bit? I don't know, but we're going to continue with this process after I tell you about our sponsor today, Fanatics. Look, you never know where the weather's going to go, especially in Nashville. I've been up there when it's freezing. I've been up there when I'm sweating on Broadway. You want to have a combo just like this to wear your Titans gear, whether it's cold or hot outside. You can wear it all year long. The combine just ended. Free agency is about to start. You want to rep your Titans. Ran Carthon, Mike Vrabel are doing something special in Tennessee. You can feel it. If you need new gear, Fanatics has you. Just head to chatsports.com/Titans combo and gear up for this new season because it's going to be a fun one. Moving on. So CJ Stroud, let's not forget about him because word is he is still the top guy on Tennessee's board. Clearly, he would be a great fit there, but it's very unlikely that CJ Stroud ends up in Tennessee because if he's not the first off the board, he'll probably be the second. This is going to depend on what trades happen. Who is going to go after that number one pick? Is it going to be the Colts? Is it going to be the Texans? Are they going to take Bryce Young? Are they going to take CJ Stroud? It's very unlikely that CJ Stroud ends up in Tennessee. As much as we would love to see him around, it doesn't look like it's going to happen that way. But okay, so that comes into play a little bit with this Bryce Young rumor that we've got going on. Okay, CJ Stroud goes off the board. You still got teams that are looking for quarterbacks. You still have 3 of the top 4 quarterback candidates in the draft process. This is where it gets interesting. We've heard a little bit about it, not too much, but a little bit, and it's starting to pick up steam. Should the Titans trade up for the number 6 pick overall from the Detroit Lions? Well, let me explain why that might be a little bit of a good idea. You have, like I said, teams still looking for quarterbacks. The Raiders, who have the 7th pick overall. You have the Colts, the Texans, the Panthers. 4 teams that are in desperate need of a quarterback. Now, granted, Ran Carthon did just come out and say Ryan Tannehill's a Titan. He's going to be a Titan. Take that with a grain of salt, though, because things change every day, and you never know what's going to happen in the front office between now and the draft. If they do decide to stick with Ryan Tannehill, they can get by for the season, and you're not in a position where you absolutely have to go get a quarterback for this year. Other teams are. So if you trade up for that number 6 spot, not only are you putting yourself in a better position to grab a better quarterback, you're skipping ahead of the Raiders, who are in desperate need of a quarterback. There you go. So CJ Stroud goes off the board to whoever's up there. And then say the way that the combine played out, Bryce Young kind of falls a little bit because of Anthony Richardson and Will Levis and their performances at the combine. There is potential that Bryce Young is still on the board if the Titans trade up to that number 6 spot, which, a grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt. I am not saying this is the cold, hard truth. I am simply saying this is a possibility. It puts you in a better position to maybe go out and get a quarterback, and if not Bryce Young, one of those 4 guys will probably most likely still be on the board. Again, it's possible. It's still unlikely. I think the Titans know that they need a left tackle. I think that is a no-brainer. I think that is very obvious, and they've heard it from damn near everybody. They have around three options here. They can YOLO and go up for the number 1 pick, trade an arm and a leg and God knows what else, and try to go get CJ Stroud. I would not recommend that, but maybe. They can trade up for that number 6 pick and try to grab Bryce Young if he's still there, maybe Will Levis or Anthony Richardson, or, and this is what I would suggest, I think this is the smartest thing, stay at 11, grab a left tackle, move on from there. Fix the holes before you start trading away all kinds of stuff and dig yourself in a deeper hole. But what do you think? I don't think they will. I think they're a little bit smarter than that, but who knows? Maybe Ran Carthon is here to just flip things upside down and come out on top. Will the Titans draft a quarterback? Let me know in the comment section. Type Y for yes, type N for no. As always, thank you for watching. We'll see you soon.